So it's been a while since my last video. It's been a few reasons for that, I'll get to them. But yeah, so I had my fourth chemo session almost 2 weeks ago now. And I don't know, it's been one of the hardest ones, I think. I'm gonna try and keep this video a bit shorter today. I know they do drag on a bit. But yeah, so I had my fourth one almost 2 weeks ago, and I don't know, it was a bit weird because since that one, it's been one of the hardest 2 weeks I think I've had since I've started all of this. In terms of, usually it's just something physical that bugs me really, but this time it was slightly different. I mean, the effects were pretty much the same. I'm not going to go into detail. I've spoken about them in my previous videos in terms of the nausea, the mouth soreness, all of that stuff. But some of them kind of have been a bit more intense this time round, especially my veins. My veins are very sore. And obviously they said that's going to happen. It's one of the side effects of one of the drugs, the carbazine. It's something that your veins really hate. It's the one I do always say is like acid being poured into your veins. And they've just been really sore. I mean, one of my veins in my right hand collapsed. That is pain I cannot describe. A collapsed vein really hurts. It's a different kind of pain. I'm assuming more are going to collapse as we go on, but I'm just hoping they don't. A vein collapsing is basically when the vein's been used so much that the walls of it on the inside, they kind of get weak and they can't support the structure anymore, and the vein just falls in on itself and essentially collapses. It's gone very hard. It feels hard on your hand. Like, the veins are usually quite soft. Once it's collapsed, it does feel quite hard. That was very sore. I mean, both arms, my veins are hurting. I have been advised to get a PICC line. It was something I was offered before my treatment started. That's basically when they have a tube that goes into one of your main veins in your arm, and the tube leads right into your heart, and it stays there. It stays there throughout your whole process. And they use the same tube because it sticks out of your arm a little bit. So they use the same tube to obviously take your bloods, administer the chemotherapy, anything they need to get into your veins, they'll use that tube. So it just limits your vein damage. But I don't know, it's personal preference. I know my veins are going to be sore, and I'd rather deal with that pain than have something constantly inside me for 6 months or so. Also, when you are having chemotherapy, your immune system is very bad, so you're more likely to get infections and get ill. And just having something like that is going to increase your chances of getting an infection. I did say if it does get so bad to the point where I honestly don't think I can handle it anymore, I will get a PICC line. Sorry, but for the time being, I think I'm fine. I'll let them carry on using different veins and see how I get on. My chest, my lungs, and my heart, they've been quite bad. Another one of the drugs, the bleomycin, I think it's called, that is very harsh on your lungs. It can cause long-term lung damage. That's why they monitor it so much. But my lungs constantly feel like I've just ran a marathon. I mean, if I go up the stairs, I'll start getting out of breath and stuff. My heart, I do get slight pains there. I get like mini heart attacks is the best way to describe them. I'm not sure if that's supposed to happen. I'm seeing my hematologist tomorrow anyway, so I'm going to speak to her about it. But my chest it's been quite difficult with that. Also my stomach, I've been getting pains. I think it's my stomach, it's under my ribs, I'm assuming, so I'm not too sure. All these problems I'm going to speak to my hematologist about anyway. But yeah, I've been getting a lot of pains pretty much all over. It's been a busy week for me in terms of I've had hospital appointments pretty much every day. So on Monday I had to go for my PET scan, which will hopefully show some progress that I'm making. Tuesday I had to go get my pre-chemo bloods. Today is my only day off. I'm going into the office. Tomorrow I've got my appointment with my hematologist, and Friday is chemo number 5. So it's been a week spent in hospital really, but it's just one of those things that these weeks do come here and there, and you just kind of have to put up with them. Can't complain too much about that. The week's going quite quickly, to be honest. The reason I say this one's been harder is because usually it's either physical effects that get on my nerves or it's something mental. After the last chemo, it's been both. If you know me, I have been quite of a recluse the last couple of weeks. Not really been talking to anyone or anything. It's just, I don't know, it's taken its toll on me, and I'm a quarter of the way through now. Sorry, not a quarter, a third. That's the chemo brain kicking in. That I'm a third of the way through now, almost halfway, but I don't know, like the physical effects are getting a lot stronger and you do feel them a lot more. I mean, usually after a week I'd be quite okay. Now it's taking me slightly over a week just to start feeling a bit better now. And like I said in one of my past videos, as soon as you start feeling better, they zap you again. So it's getting a bit harder. Mentally, it is quite draining. I don't honestly know where to start with it. It's just a lot of things do play on your mind. I mean, what you start doing is you have your days. I mean, I know a lot of people say, "Oh, you're doing really well. You're quite strong. You're the strongest person I know." It's quite amazing how positive you are and all these things to me. But honestly, I'm not. I'm not just saying that. I mean, what you have to understand is it's a right roller coaster. You will have days where you are feeling positive and you do feel like, right, I can beat anything. And then you have those days where you do feel defeated and you do feel sad and you do get angry. And I have all of them. I'm human at the end of the day. You will feel every emotion under the sun when you're going through this kind of thing. And I wanted to get it straight that I'm not this massive positive person that everyone thinks that I am. I have my days as well, as would anyone else, and I'm just dealing with it how anyone else would, really. So yeah, you do get those days. You do get them, and they can be quite difficult at times, and you don't feel like talking to people. Or if you do want to speak to someone, who do you speak to, kind of thing. I mean, I'm quite okay. I deal with things in my own way, I guess. I just keep myself to myself. That's just how I am. It's how I've been. I'm not sure. People deal with things in different ways. I'm just dealing with it how I know how to. I mean, I've never lost anything in my life. I've never been defeated at anything in my life. Why start now? That's how I look at it. But yeah, I mean, it does get quite difficult. I mean, one of my favourite sayings is, if you're depressed, you're living in the past. If you're anxious, you're living in the future. If you're at peace, you're living in the present. And right now, I think I am living in the present. I've got all this stuff going on, and I'm honestly okay about it. I don't mind it so much. I mean, it is hard, but in terms of, I don't have a defeatist outlook on things. You learn to take each day as it comes. I mean, most people do worry about stuff. Don't get me wrong, I still think about the future and the past, but for most of it, I'm living in the present. I don't know how I'm going to feel on a day-to-day basis, so I have no choice but to live like that. But I mean, yeah, it's not going too bad. I mean, it does get difficult, and I know it will get a lot more difficult. One other thing I do want to touch up on is chemo brain. I mentioned it earlier. Chemotherapy kills a lot of stuff inside you. What you have to understand is it will also kill brain cells. You do get slightly dumber, in a sense. For example, I don't know. My brain's just. I'm usually quite quick-witted. I'm usually on point with everything. I do have a sharp brain in general, but since I've started this, I can kind of see it deteriorating a little bit. But it's something that will happen. I mean, you just have to keep your brain active. I try and keep myself as active as possible, physically and mentally. I mean, I still go on walks. I do walk a lot actually now. I never used to walk. If you know me, you know I drive everywhere. I'm sitting in my car right now, but I do walk quite a lot now, and I mean, I do exercise. I lift weights still. When I can, I try and lift as much as I can. Obviously, I can't go as hard as I would go in a gym normally, but I try to do the best that I can. I mean, it's best to keep physically and mentally active when you're going through something like this. It is hard because most of the time you just have no energy, but it's something, it has to be done. The way I see all of this is like everything I do now is a medicine. Everything, just being awake is a medicine because it's a constant fight to survive. And it will all be worth it in the end. It's hard and you have to do it. Don't be a baby about it. Just get on with it and get it over and done with, and then you can just move on from it. So a couple of more months and I'll be done. That's how I see it. But yeah, I mean, like I said, just got to get on with it really. I've got 8 more now scheduled, 8 more chemotherapies scheduled. I've got my 5th one on Friday, uh, which I'm dreading. Just I know it's going to be crap, and it's reached a point where certain smells and things just do make you start feeling sick. I mean, when I'm getting the chemotherapy in my hand, there's this chemical smell that I get, and anyone who's been to chemotherapy with me knows I sit there like, and I'm pretty much gagging from the smell of this thing. I can't stand it. But it's just little things. I mean, you learn to appreciate the things in life that matter. I mean, what you don't understand is people get caught up in their life so much that you start to forget about things. It's just simple things. I mean, when the sun's out and I go for a walk and I have my headphones on and I'm just listening to music and walking in the sun, it's one of the best things ever. And I never used to do that. Never. I mean, I was one of those people. I got caught up in the whole work lifestyle and all of that, and now I'm just enjoying the things you really should do. But like I said, everyone takes things differently. I'm not anything special. I'm not doing anything any normal person wouldn't. But it's just, yeah, it's been a difficult last couple of weeks for me, if I'm honest. I won't go into too much detail about it. It's just things that you deal with in your own head, really. But I'm feeling okay now. I'm gonna go pop into the office for a bit, just keep myself busy, and yeah, get my next chemo done, and then hopefully just crack on with it. I've got quite a few under my belt now, and I'm gonna get a few more. I will make a video on exercise and stuff during chemotherapy. I think that's a topic I do want to speak about, so I will make a video about that. Also, yep, my cousin and sister are still doing the skydive in August. I'll put the links again in the description box. Please donate if you can. It is for a good cause, and I mean, I'm going through all of this and I wouldn't skydive. So it's a brave thing to do, really. But yeah, if you can donate, that would be great. And yeah, I'll post a few more videos up and keep you guys in touch with everything that's going on. I've been getting a lot of positive responses, which is a good thing. And yeah, I'm going to carry on doing it. But for now, I'm just going to head off to the office and yeah, get it all over and done with. So yeah, just keeping positive, and I mean, yeah, if you do have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to help. But yeah, for now, just onwards and upwards again. So yeah.